Hey guys, Adam here at DirectionTrader.com. Let's go over today's markets and what we see moving forward. Right there, obviously, it's 3 o'clock here, Central Standard Time. There was the closing bell. So let's talk about what I see moving forward. I'm going to call today kind of a success. Not a big success, but kind of a success. We've been looking for some prices, some of these markets to start moving. We've gotten a little bit of a movement out of a few of them, but definitely going to need some more help going into tomorrow to start to get some really good movement here. So, what does all that mean? Well, here on the crude, as you can see here, we've absolutely gotten into this little. Some people are going to call it like a bull flag or something. As you see, we originally pushed up. We've been chopping sideways. I'm not sure. This one, the pattern here shows that it wants to leak to the upside. So doesn't the moving averages that are holding and all that good stuff. But I am looking for it to see if it wants to break out either way. So if we end up breaking to the downside, that's the same thing. We're actually starting to get some of this MACD starting to get a little bit closer. We're getting a little bit of rollover here in the stochastics. So with today's selling, I'm not sure if that's enough to get us to go, but if we can break through today's low, so that's going to be the big thing going into tomorrow, previous day's low, today's low, I'm going to be very active at trading this thing back down towards these previous swing highs, which is going to come in play pretty close towards this 21 EMA. So it's not going to take much for me to be very active to the short side on crude tomorrow. With that being said, as I said, we're still in an uptrend here, a micro uptrend, kind of this flag. Any type of bullish behavior tomorrow, we are at the low end of this flag. If you can see what I'm drawing here, we are kind of at the low end of the support. So any type of bullish behavior we have intraday tomorrow, we got quite a bit of room to grow back up here towards these highs. So I will look for the long opportunity for this thing to go ahead and push on high. So only looking short below today's low and look to take it back down towards that daily 21 EMA. And then anything intraday to the long side, just go ahead and go with it. It's in a micro uptrend. It's in a little, even a bullish pattern here. So we'll see. I think both could happen. But we just got to wait and see. So I kind of like these type of situations where we have an if-then situation where we could be bullish, could be bearish. It provides a lot of good trading opportunity going into the following day. So that's it on crude. And here on the S&Ps, let's take a look here. S&Ps came up here, right up here, cracked to new highs actually intraday today, and then zip, sold right back off. Great sell-off here intraday here on the S&P and the stock index futures as a whole. Here's an intraday chart here, a 1600 tick chart here. After the markets originally opened up, what we were talking about in the trading room this morning was at these extreme levels. Anytime you're at extreme resistance or extreme support, either way, watch the open, guys. If you pop up and consolidate and then start to leak higher, we're most likely going to continue to work our way to the upside the remainder of the day. If you pop up and pull back, watch out. You could start to see this thing go ahead and fall here at these all-time highs. Sure enough, what happened today? We popped up, we pulled right back here, and then sure enough, after we pulled back, then we started our slow descent here on into this afternoon and into the close, as you can see now. Closing much lower today. So let's go back over to that daily chart and let's take a look here. What exactly are we looking for going into tomorrow? Well, there's no denying that we're at resistance here. We came off the all-time highs. We know that. We have this level here. Let me mark this up. It's about 2100 exactly. Big round number, very, very, very common area of resistance. What that is you go back here, you have the highs from this day, the highs from this day, the close of this day, the open of this day, and the high of this day, all at the exact same level, 2100. Remember back in the day, I was using that 2100 right there. You go forward, you have the high of this day, you have the close of this day, the open and close of this day, the open of this day, the high of this day, the high of this day, the high, the open, yesterday's low, and today's low. Where were they? 2100. I know I threw a lot at you right there, guys. A lot of times we were talking about this just this morning in the trading room, talking about the extreme peaks and everything, but that 2100 has been a very well-respected area, and as you can see here, we're closing just barely off the lows, but we're closing at 2103. So basically 2100 is definitely a number that we must pay a lot of attention to going into tomorrow. If we can start to crack below it, I'm going short. Anything above it, being that we are in an uptrend, I'm going to go ahead and go with it here on the S&Ps. Okay? We'll move on here. Just quickly go through the other ones. The Dow definitely came off them highs. As you can see here, we started to push higher and then zoop, got zonked right back to the short side. The Dow is a little bit tougher here to the short side. We don't really have anything to sink our teeth into here. We got a lot of support and resistance here. I mean, a support at least. Resistance, if we can get above today's highs, you know, we can go ahead and be very active to the long side, but there's a lot of support. So shorting the Dow is a little bit dangerous for me. The NASDAQ here, NASDAQ's on a climb here, guys. Anything to the long side, I'd be happy to take the NASDAQ long, but I'm not fighting this. There's better stuff like the Dow, or I mean, like the S&P and the Russell that we could short versus trying to short this NASDAQ, which is absolutely pushing higher. And then, as I just said, here we are in the Russell, guys. We've been waiting for this forever. Divergence, divergence. Market's pushing higher and higher. We absolutely are getting divergence to the short side. And sure enough, we're just waiting patiently for this thing to drop. This thing has been just been a roller coaster. One day up, one day down. One day up, one day down. Up, down, and so on and so forth, creating somewhat of a chop to the upside such as this, just waiting for that break. And today I have a little bit of confidence in this thing wanting to sell, being that we closed near the low. But with that being said, look at the last times we closed near our low. Popped right up that following day. Popped right up that following day. So is third time the charm? Are we going to be able to actually break lower? That's going to be the ticket here. So watch today's trading activity going into tomorrow. Let's see if we can actually break lower. If we do, I'm probably going to be standing first in line to short the Russell tomorrow. But with that being said, if we don't see some shorts, Russell's going to be a hard item here to the long side. There's lots of stuff here for it to bump its head on until it gets up to these highs. So to the short side, probably going to be the first in line on the Russell. Anything else to the long side, probably like the S&P, maybe the Dow. The Dow's kind of rough looking right now, and then definitely the NASDAQ. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you were able to get something out of these nightly recaps, but that's what I'm looking for going into tomorrow. So if you guys have any questions, get a hold of me, Adam@directiontrader.com. If not, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in tomorrow's recap.